Musicology for the people. I'm your host, Allison Kaufman, and as you can see, we are coming to you from a new location. Welcome to Oregon. Woo! So, I'm starting my doctorate, which means that I am this much closer to being a reputable source for you to trust on musicological things. We're getting there. Anyway, I thought today we would talk about what happens when music history changes. There are many ways that music history can change, but the most exciting way is for some random new piece of evidence to be discovered that completely throws everything we thought we knew into question. A great example of this is a few years ago when a will was discovered that made mention to a man named Jacobus de Spagna. Now, for a long time, there had been a collection of 7 musical theory treatises by the name of Speculum Musicae, written by someone only really identified as Jacobus. And for that matter, the only reason we even know his first name is because he spelled it out on the binding of his 7 books. So each book had a J, A, C, you get what I'm saying. As is common for most composers, theorists, people writing anything at the time, we don't know much about their early life because they don't become noteworthy until they actually accomplish something. So, all we really know about Jacobus is that he was writing and studying in Paris, and he began to write these books. And they very quickly began to attract the attention of other writers. People referred to him as Jacobus de Montibus, or Jacobus of the Mountains. We also have documents that tell us about how he retired to Liège, where he finished the last 2 books of his 7-book series. Now, most people at this time would retire to the place that they originally came from. So, ergo, if he was retiring to Liège, he was probably born and raised in Liège. Liège, by the way, is currently in Belgium. It's also nice because there is a semi-mountainous area in Liège. It fit pretty well. Hence, to all music theorists, music historians, and performers, Jacobus was known as Jacobus de Liège. However, as I said, a will was recently brought to the attention of Margaret Bent of Oxford, which made reference to a man named Jacobus de Spagna. Minds were blown. Suddenly, everything we had thought we'd known about Jacobus to this point was thrown into question. Jacobus wasn't Belgian, he was Spanish, and for that matter, from the mountains of Spain, so possibly the Pyrenees? Or for all we know, he could be close to the Franco-Italian border. Who knows? It also changes the way we think about what he was writing about music. If you read his treatise, it's pretty apparent that he's not very impressed with a lot of the music going around in Paris at the time. People previously assumed that he was kind of just something of a curmudgeon. But if you're thinking of him coming from this different region with its own musical practices, then of course he's going to prefer those to the ones that he's being brought into as a foreigner. It would make sense for him to not like it as much. As you can see, one little word makes a world of difference in music history. Now, just this week, on the 27th of September, it was announced that an original manuscript for Mozart's A Major Sonata K331 was discovered in a library in Budapest. If you're like, what the heck is the Sonata in A Major K331? You've been listening to it this entire video, and it also includes that very famous Rondo alla Turca. Big deal, right? We've been playing this piece for hundreds of years. What does it matter if we found the original manuscript? It's different. The differences between the original manuscript and the ones that pianists have been playing for years are slight, but significant. Notes are different, phrasing marks are different, even dynamics are different. This piece that we have been reading and playing since the 18th century, suddenly it's different. Suddenly it's not the one that we came to love. New recordings must be made, new analyses of this piece, and also new research for musicologists. This manuscript was discovered in Budapest, a place Mozart never visited. How did these important pages end up there buried in a corner of an old library? The original manuscript of one of Mozart's most famous and well-loved pieces just lost and ignored in a library. And for that matter, who brought it there? The current theory is that the founder of the library brought it around sometime when he founded it in 1802. This was still, of course, more than a decade after Mozart died. But really, the manuscript could have made it there at any point over the last 200 years. Interestingly, the last piece of the manuscript has actually been known for a long time, and it's been residing in Salzburg, the place of Mozart's birth. So how did the first 4 pages separate from the last page of the manuscript? And where did all the middle pages go? A mystery yet to be solved. As you can tell, musicology is alive and constantly changing. You never know, maybe you will come across something that will completely revolutionize the way we think of music history. I know if I do, that would be one of the coolest things ever. Well, I hope you learned something new here today, and if you did, be sure to share it with a few friends, like and subscribe. All of the above. As usual, send me any recommendations you may have for a video topic. You can send them to me here on YouTube, or let me know on the Facebook and Twitter accounts associated with this channel. Until next time, mis amigos, adios. Musicology.